What's up, everybody? Superior Bryce 98, and we are back with episode 3 of the Multicast. And today I have with me J Brown 03. Say what up to the people, Jaden.
What's up, everyone?
And today we're going to talk about the Mario Galaxy movie that just came out. We're going to do a spoiler review and a non-spoiler review. Non-spoiler review. Say that 10 times fast. And we're also going to talk about the current, or not even current, but the new Blackout that just came out with Warzone. So what do you want to start with first, Jay?
We're gonna do Blackout.
Okay, so what do you have to say about Blackout?
I think this is a reworked and good reimagining of the 2018 Battle Royale, which was an adaptation of Call of Duty's Fortnite.
Okay.
So first things first, we gotta start off with the origins of Call of Duty Battle Royale and why the whole Blackout thing started. So in 2018, there was a in 2018, I know this game came out in 2017, but in 2018 there was a little game called Fortnite. Fortnite broke records of being one of the most popular video games of all time. It broke so many records that everybody tried to knock it down a peg or two, and this is how we ended up with the Battle Royale genre. So, in October 12th, 2018, Treyarch, Activision, and there's just the Call of Duty brand in general decided to take a shot at the Battle Royale genre just to, try to intimidate Fortnite. This is how Blackout was born. Blackout was basically the Warzone before Warzone. The alpha and Warzone 4 is basically the Omega. Not saying that the Black Ops 4 map be Alpha Omega, which was a bad map to be honest. But Black Ops 4 Blackout was the very first Battle Royale in Call of Duty history. Now, later after that, they decided to release Warzone because the next game was called Modern Warfare 2019. However, unlike Blackout, which released with Black Ops 4 on October 12th, Modern Warfare's Warzone actually released a year later. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it only had squads. So
I remember.
So Treyarch didn't want to compete with Warzone, so they decided to kept putting Cold War guns into Warzone. They did the same thing with Vanguard. So fast forward to 2022, I think in somewhere around November, if I had to say at least, or September, they released Warzone 2. Warzone 2 was a worse version of Warzone 1. And Warzone 3 is basically the fixed version of Warzone 2. Warzone 4 was basically BO6. You get the gist of it, right?
Yeah.
So, the main thing here is the Black Ops mode. Black Ops Royale. Which they could have just called it Blackout 2.0. I don't know why they didn't.
I mean, is it really the same as Blackout, though?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have the level system, the armor system, the zombies, which was not in Warzone, only on Halloween. The mythic guns. You want me to keep going?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I just liked how you can like unlock the characters in Blackout. I thought that was like a nice little thing you can do, and it just gave somebody like options to do, or not even options, but there were objectives to do, right? Because in order to get Scarlet, this is just me going off memory, but in order to get Scarlet with her barbaric outfit, you had to run over somebody with a vehicle with the item in your inventory. It just had all these like little objectives if you find the items on the map to unlock the characters. I think they should have kept that to a certain degree. But then again, this is a live service game, so they're going to want to squeeze as much money out of you as they can. So that's not really shocking to me. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, it feels more Warzone than Blackout in that regard.
It's Blackout, Warzone, and Resurgence put into one. It's Blackout it's Blackout's rules put with Warzone's gameplay. So if we want to talk about gameplay, I can go off. We could go over Warzone's gameplay. So why do you like Blackout so much?
For me, I think the best part about Blackout was, like I said, the objectives that you had to complete in order to unlock the skins. That was fun. I really liked the map in Black Ops 4. That fall map, the summer map. Um, I thought those were good maps. And
Wait, you talking about
uh,
Wait, you talking about Blackout or multiplayer?
I'm talking about Blackout from Black
Okay,
Ops 4.
okay.
Are you talking about the Warzone Blackout?
No, I'm talking about like the original Blackout, the 2018 one.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, that one.
Okay, I don't
For
remember.
me, like the gameplay loop really captured me because it was like, I kept wanting to go back into the map to get those skins, or at least attempt to unlock those skins. Uh, but for me, it wasn't really too much about winnings per se. I was just trying to complete the objectives on the map, and obviously everybody likes to win. Winning brings satisfaction with anything you do, especially a battle royale if you're surviving on a map with 100 people.
It used to feel like that, but now it's just infested with bots.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Fortnite. I don't know if Warzone has bots.
Yeah, no, yeah, Fortnite has bots. They completely just switched the whole game. And even when Fortnite didn't have bots, wins still don't feel satisfying anymore.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. Like I said, this is a live service game, so
I
you know,
don't think the skill and learning curve has anything to do with being a live service game. It's just the whole excitement and build up process that I've been explaining for like years now that everybody just ignored me for. I said when when you get good at these games, it makes you excited to keep on learning. So when you face a new enemy who's actually better than you, it's like, whoa, this is a mechanic that I know how to do. So you know how in fighting games when they go like, oh my god, I can see what I could do with this character. I'm not playing at this character's full potential. Yeah, that's the same thing how shooting games work. You look at all of the mechanics people learn in Halo, such as the side to side, the bobbing, the jumping, the crouching. Now Halo Infinite has sprint strafing. That's all new mechanics that people gotta learn, and only the best of the best can do that because they spent all that time learning to do it. So if you learn to do that, you're being rewarded for putting time into understanding the game. So this is like why I had the gripes with people in the XDefiant community when they said they didn't like the jumping. It's that yes, the jumping might be annoying, but you gotta spend time to learn it, and you can't really knock a game off because of that. Look, I'll be the first one to admit that I was having trouble with the game too. But I didn't just go on Twitter and cry about it. No, I actually took the time and learned it in the freaking training room. So when you learn things in the game that, yeah, it's unspoken rules, but when you learn how to do it, it's like, wow, look at this new wall I climbed over. So now I'm the one who's taking the names, you know? So
yeah,
this is one of the things that Fortnite kind of thrived on a lot. And the Fortnite community doesn't really complain about it, but they said, oh, there's a lot of sweats. But like, how we played Fortnite in 2018 is not how we play Fortnite now. Epic still thinks we play those little fort games, how we just hide in buildings and just shoot out people's towers and stuff. No, we're not playing that game anymore. We got people doing reads. We got people taking walls. We got people doing stair tech. We got people sliding, jumping. Yeah, the community learned how to do that. So what that did was people went in creative and started box fighting. So the community of Fortnite actually took the time to learn how to do 90s boxing, piece control. That was cool. And I'm not the best at that too. Again, I will come out and say I'm not the best at piece controlling, taking walls, but at least I want to learn it at the end of the day. So the original thing was the whole blackout thing. So what were you saying?
um, well, I mean, I was just saying, you went into the skill gap. I wasn't really talking so much about that.
You were talking about a win's a win and stuff, and I went on like how people say, "Oh, wins don't feel satisfying no more."
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have much to say after that, but um,
We I think we should go on to the gameplay because boy, there's a lot we have to talk about in terms of gameplay.
okay. One thing I will say is I really like the uh, what is it, like the ordnance or whatever? Not the ordnance, but whatever it's called, where you got to get the robots and you got to kill the robots, and when you kill the robots,
I think it's
that box explodes and then all the loot comes out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's how you get like a trauma kit or a level 3 armor or a level 4. The orange one's level 4, right?
So okay, so here's the actually no, we'll go back into the thing. Yeah, I like how the game feels. I like how some perks give you tac sprint. I like how not every perk from Blackout is actually in Blackout Royale because some of them were really broken. Guns like the KT3 are freaking broken. There was no point in picking any other assault rifle other than the KT3 because it had no recoil at all. So if you wanted to shoot people who actually win against gunfights that you should lose, the KT4 kind of just neglected that, which is another reason why I didn't like the original Black Ops or Blackout mode because you could shoot somebody first and won't win the gunfight because they had level 3 armor. So you could have level 1 armor with a trauma kit. Somebody could have 100 health, not 150 base match, which was the Black Ops 4's base health because it's the first game with 150 health. Remember that?
Yeah.
So what that did was it kind of made it to where the armor was very randomized. So I didn't like the original Blackout because every gunfight you got into was random and you didn't know. So people be like, well, isn't Warzone the same thing? Yeah, but Warzone, everybody has 3 plates. You know what they're going to have. And who knows? They had that little 2 thing where you put 2 plates in it and it counts as 2 for 1. You know what I'm talking about? When you put 1 plate in, it fills 1 bar, and another plate, now you're at full health. It was gold.
Yeah.
So when I see these people on Twitter, I'm not gonna say their exact names, say that we want a TTK, we want the TTK to be longer. To me, I think the fast TTK makes all of this armor and stuff balanced because if you try to do this crap in the original Blackout, it wouldn't work. The person with the level 3 and trauma kit will absolutely win. 100% guaranteed. They will win the game. There was no beating them. Level 1 couldn't do nothing even with the trauma kit. Level 2 was going to get... I think level 2 could have put up against a fight, but level 3 armor and Blackout protected your head. Which a level 3 armor has been nerfed in this game because level 3 armor has... doesn't have that little helmet on it no more that they had in Black Ops 4.
Yeah, and then actually it's kind of a nerf and a buff because in Black Ops 4 you had level 3 that had a giant bulky outfit, and you're listening to the footsteps, like it sounds like they're wearing a bulky outfit. Like you could hear you could hear like the armor and
really
like the helmet.
I never heard
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Because I thought you say if you move slower with it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you move slower, and then you can
so.
hear, your footsteps are louder because you're wearing that bulky armor. So I would say it's like a buff and a nerf because you're not really wearing like that bulky armor set, and in the new game you got like the same amount of health and the same amount of armor with the level 3 on, right?
Yeah, I guess, but I didn't like how Treyarch does armor. So Treyarch and Infinity Ward does armor completely differently. So what they do is that Treyarch's armor depends on how slow your health goes down, your base health. So this is why I don't like Blackout, because the armor doesn't really mean nothing when you have such low health. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself saying that somebody with 150 could absolutely beat the stuffing out of somebody with level 1 with trauma kit, which shouldn't be the case, even if they are shooting at you first. That shouldn't be the case, but again, that really doesn't mean anything because all the armor does is slow how fast your health goes down. And then for some reason, they decided to carry that stupid feature over to Cold War, which I didn't like. Like, what was the point of having armor plates when it did that? Not many people play Fireteam Dirty Bomb because they say, it's a trash version of Warzone, which I love Fireteam Dirty Bomb. hashtag bring fire team dirty bomb back in Black Ops 7. But that's besides the point. The armor system in Infinity War games. Oh, so you know how in Fortnite, the health, your shield goes down first, then your health.
Yeah.
So imagine in Fortnite, your shields go down as long as with your health. Fortnite community. What if you're watching this video? Could you imagine every time? Could you imagine there was like the shield went down with your health? That means that you'll be hitting consistent one pumps all the time. That means that who cares? Forget. Who cares about how much shield you got? My pump can just neglect your shield no matter how much you have, even with your over shield. So you're just gonna be hitting consistent one pumps, and I'm not talking about to the head. I'm talking about to the body because I think the gold pump's base does 100 damage. So could you imagine that your shields didn't go down first, just your health, and the shields just depended on how slow your actual base health went down?
Yeah, that would be kind of wild.
Yeah, I didn't like Blackout because of that. People who say, "Oh, Blackout's like amazing," it's just clearly bonded by nostalgia. I don't think Blackout would fly today if it came out. It'll only fly for like the first couple months because it's new.
Yeah, I mean it was COD's first battle royale, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's solely because of nostalgia. Because if Blackout came out after Warzone, it would not do so well.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about it's just tweaks. I'm talking about like the base Blackout, October 12th. Some of the techniques were cool.
Which techniques?
Putting the sensor door on the truck. Yeah, I know you got a lot to say.
Oh
about
yeah. Yeah, that was the tech. Like if you're like top 15, top 10, top 5, and you're in a vehicle, you put the sensor door on the vehicle so you can drive around and figure out where everybody is. You know, that's how you stop campers.
Not quite.
And you put the trophy system on the truck too, in case they throw a cluster or try to like throw like a bomb at you. You know, there was like a lot of ways to like counteract like all the cheap stuff in that game.
Yeah, you beat their cheap stuff with your own cheap stuff.
Yeah, you got to fight fire with fire.
But the thing is, what happens if you go up against a tripwire? Tripwire takes away. Tripwire takes away. Tripwires are not. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Tripwires are not really that rare. Tripwires are actually more common than center darts. Now imagine for a second, center dart tripwires take away all your health. If you're trauma and level 3, they take away all your health.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. Like you could drive over it with like level 3 armor with a trauma kit, and you're dead. It's over.
Like that means everything that you build up, you know, just when you think you had the game, boom, dead. You lost everything. Start over from the scratch and shut up and play your game again. Who wants to play that type of game again? That's what I say. It's totally based off nostalgia. Like the Warzone community complains about all the fast TDKs in these newer games. Bro, imagine just constantly dying to tripwires over and over. The community would have a fit. Have a fit over that. And the thing I hate about Black Ops Royale is that they also added those stupid drones that snipes you. Please take that out of the game. Just take that out of the game, dude. It's just, I think there's no counterplay to that. Almost none. Have you even went against that?
Say it again.
Have you even went against that thing? The drone?
Oh no, I haven't like seen anybody try to throw that at me. Like I've thrown it, but I haven't like successfully.
No. There's 2 drones. There's I don't know. I never played Black Ops 7 because I saved up for Battlefield, and thank God I have. Rest your soul. No, seriously, Black Ops 7 is really just a 6 repackaged. It's just 6 repackaged with Black Ops 2 coat of paint. But then
Yeah.
these idiots on YouTube will go like, "What Black Ops 6 is the greatest game ever? Look at this!" Like, and then they make videos praising COD just so that like Activision won't shut them down. It's just that type of culture, like that sponsor culture really just needs to die. It's also one of the issues with gaming. It's not the sweats killing gaming, because sweats have been in video games since early Xbox. It's just they had another room. They had separate rooms. It was called rank play. It's not sweats killing video games.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Because 343 had this stupid thing when they said Halo was made as a competitive game, but if you actually knew what Halo was since the beginning, and this is why people say 343 don't understand Halo, because one of their executive producers said that I don't know if it was their executive producer, but one of the producers said Halo was made to be a competitive shooter, but then Blitz said that no, Halo was made to be a party game that y'all took seriously.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like what happened with Smash Bros. Halo was a party game that they took seriously, which gave birth to the Halo competitive scene. But the thing is, 343 doesn't understand that and think Halo was made all competitive.
Yeah.
And I think skill-based matchmaking really needs to die.
It works in fighting games, but not in shooting games.
It does. It don't get me. I know like, it sounds hypocritical, but about the whole learning curve thing. But the learning curve is just like what's your argument towards the learning curve?
The learning curve or what?
Just anything, like the basic learning curve of like be honest, like do not just be honest, Bryce. For real, be honest about this. What is your base opinions about a learning curve? Like, oh, you die because somebody's better than you, so you gotta get better and then play again. So, what? Be honest. Like, what is that? What is that in your eyes?
So let's go back to Fortnite for a second.
Okay.
Remember when before Zero Build came out, everybody was complaining. It was like, oh, I don't know how to build. I'm one of those people. I didn't complain that I didn't know how to build. I just didn't know how to do it. So
Not
instead
true.
of people learning how to build and playing the way other people play, they added Zero Build. Now, Zero Build was fun. I'll admit I had a good time when I played it.
I
And they
think
kept it. They made it permanent, right?
I think they made Zero Build solely because the building was just getting boring and they needed something new for Fortnite. It wasn't solely because
Well,
the casuals did that. Because if
well, no,
anything,
no. It was definitely for casuals because people liked it when they came out. It was like, yo, they should keep this. That's why they kept it so they can maintain their casual audience that they brought back, right?
no, Zero Build brought back its competitive audience because Zero Build they have tournaments for that, and Zero Build all the sweats play that. They were getting sick of builds because the comments say that Fortnite keeps dying and coming back because Fortnite doesn't really innovate when it comes to building. In fact, every Fortnite update since then always neglects the building. So this is why I don't like Chapter 2 so much, because everything in Chapter 2 just neglects everything that you can do in Chapter 1, like your basic building techniques. So, you know how Eddie's arguments, or you know how their arguments say in Halo that the abilities destroy the trinity of Halo?
Mm-hmm.
That's the equivalent of what Chapter 2 does with the whole learning curve of building. And that's why I didn't really like Chapter 2 that much. And when people say they like Chapter 2, they only really talk about Season 2. They don't talk about anything else. When we talk about Chapter 1, we talk about Season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 7, and, well, X was bad, and 8 was not that good either.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to say about the whole Fortnite thing again?
But I was saying with Zero Build, it was cool. For me, the reason I think they added it is because they know people were complaining about the building, and that's why they kept it, because they brought a lot of people back in. They saw the numbers and it's like, okay, we should be able to maintain this player count, so let's keep zero build to keep people in. Um, and for me, that's cool. But on the flip side, it's like, you know, why wouldn't they want to learn how to build? You know, that's why it's called Fortnite. Isn't that the way you're supposed to play the game, right?
Wait,
You know, I
but
think.
the thing is, no, the Fortnite. See, this is why I say, like, if you were playing since like season 1 to 3, because like 4, when Playground, season 4 was the first one that added Playground, and then this is why people got so good in season 5, because everybody was building so much different in season 5 due to people having private matches. So this is why old Fortnite felt so like rewarding, because there was no private matches to like learn this stuff. You had to get in the game, and then nobody had time to learn, so you would waste the game trying to play, and nobody knew. So this is why Ninja like peaked, because he learned the game faster than everybody else. But Prime Ninja will be like the absolute worst player, one of the worst of the very worst today, and like the very worst of the worst today would probably be the absolute best today. Back then.
Mhm.
But you say, oh, why don't they want to learn how to play? The thing is, again, that's something that the community made up. Fortnite is supposed to be a tower defense shooter, which means that you make a tower and then you just sit in it and just shoot out people's things. So you build your own cover. The thing is, the community, when you're placing stairs in people's boxes, the game wasn't really designed for you to do that. Another issue is that the game really doesn't have something in there to teach you how to do it. But the thing is, that doesn't really
Yeah.
excuse the X-Defiant people, because how jumping and strafing shouldn't be that hard. All you're doing is going on your controller, pressing your jump button, and shooting while also moving. It's not that hard. But the thing is, they wanted this game to be another 1-for-1 Call of Duty clone. So that put Ubisoft in this position where they have to make a game that essentially as good as Call of Duty, because they labeled it as the COD killer. So this is why it hurts me when people make fun of it, saying that, oh, so much for the COD killer. This game was never meant to be the COD killer. You guys said that, and then now it put them in this position where they need to be more like COD. Heck, they have to make games. They have to make modes where they have to add camping. That obviously didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Actually, I have not much to say anymore about Black Ops.
We didn't really talk about Black
I
Ops
would
Royale.
say,
We didn't really talk about anything about Black Ops Royale yet. We were just talking about Blackout and then the skill gap.
yeah, I mean, it's for me, it's Warzone, right? But it plays like Warzone, but then there's also some ingredients in there
I
from
think
Blackout.
I think we should, yeah, but I think we should also compare their gameplays.
Well, I never really played Warzone like that, so you would have more more to say.
I'm not talking about Warzone. I'm talking about Black Ops Royale to Blackout. Because you definitely played a lot of Black Ops Royale.
Um, like Black Ops 4.
Both, yeah, both. Black Ops 4 and
Well,
Black
no,
Ops 7.
I played way more Blackout than this new one.
Well, yeah, well, duh, because the game didn't really. Let's see, let's look at it. It's only been out for a couple days now, since like March 10th. It's only been out for like a couple days.
I mean, I already did compare it. I mean,
No, you
uh,
didn't. No, you didn't. You just said what you liked about it. We didn't really compare it to Black Ops Royale.
okay. So what are some of the major differences that you noticed?
Boy, I could write an entire essay about this. All right, so major differences. Gameplay. I like how they added the slide canceling and the whole movement techniques to this, because usually when you are in a line of sight of Blackout, there was no movement techniques to get you out, unless you had a grapple hook. So if you were in someone's line, if you were in somebody's line of fire in Blackout, and all you hear is your armor getting pierced, and your health just goes down, and you'll be dead. You remember that? People got so mad from that.
Yeah.
I don't think Blackout really had a skill gap. So, but this new Blackout has a skill gap 100%.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay. I one thing I will say, I just thought about this. The wingsuit is so much better than that parachute because you can literally just glide across the map, right? Because you're not really falling so much. You're kind of going in a straight line. So I think that's way better if you're trying to like I say you jump out and you're trying to go from like where you were and you're trying to glide across to the other side of the map. It's good for that,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and then I like how everybody has a respawn token. So like there's no gulag in this, so you just respawn, you know, with the token, which is cool. But I mean, not to say I hated the gulag. The gulag was a good idea, but then you just come back like how you did in Blackout with the other map they had. What was it called? Alcatraz.
Blackout 1 or Blackout Royale?
Blackout One.
Alcatraz, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just that, or it's just like that. I mean, but like I said, the wingsuit is like fire, bro. I be feeling like Batman. I got the wingsuit jumping off buildings with the grapple. I would say the grapple is probably the best tactical item in that whole thing because, like I said, I always say this: like it gets you out of tight situations. You can get to vantage points easier. You don't have to take out your wingsuit. You can just jump from building, use the grapple hook, and it gets to the next. You can grapple onto vehicles. You can get in that way. Um, so overall, it's just a really good tool in this game. It was really good in Black Ops 4 too,
I
but
think
it's even more so better in this one too.
you want to know why I think it's like the best, because every single tactical in Black Ops 7 is just straight up trash to the point that like the only thing you should be using is a grapple. Because at least in Black Ops 4, I'll give Black Ops 4 its brownie points for this. At least the grapple wasn't just like the only thing you should be using, because the 9 bangs had to get vaulted. The flashbangs were good. The cluster grenades are good. Like I think every tactical in Blackout had a purpose.
Yeah,
Especially that freaking sensor dart. Let's not forget, and the trip mines. So my argument towards Black Ops Royale is that their tacticals and lethals minus the grenade, they're all trash. What the heck is the AMP grenade gonna do? Oh, it
you talking
disables it.
about in the new one?
Yeah, what? Oh, it disables the enemy's HUD. Who cares? Who cares, Bryce?
Yeah,
I'm so scared. He threw an AMP. It disables my freaking HUD. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Are you serious? It does nothing. I think the concussion grenades, okay, those are fire. What that 9 bang? Get that crap out of this, or you either buff it. I think every tactical besides the stim shots, have been nerfed to the ground because tactical sprint is not really in the game no more. You need a perk to do that. It wasn't, because the reason why it was so good in the Modern Warfare games is because it rebuilt your health and your tactical sprint. And I think your FOV even got higher too.
Okay.
Like, bro, heck, compare the tacticals to this game to the ones in Modern Warfare to Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare 2019, and Modern Warfare 2 and 3.
You said the tactical. Oh, the tacticals.
Heck, in fact, I'll just say tacticals and lethals. Like Warzone 2, like Warzone 2's movement was so bad, it got people dropping stims for smoke grenades. Because you couldn't outrun your opponent.
Oh, because how slow Modern Warfare 2 was.
Oh, but then these people going, oh, Modern Warfare 2 is fine. It doesn't need no movement. Get those slide canceling sweats out of here and make them go take a shower. Where are those people now defending the game? Huh?
Crickets.
What'd you say? Where they at?
Crickets.
Exactly. And they made Modern Warfare 3. And now that whole argument with the whole slide canceling thing, Gone. Gone. Heck, remember that whole skill gap thing and learning curve thing? Yeah, now those people who actually complain about slide canceling, yeah, they're starting to take the time to actually learning to do slide canceling. Heck, some of them actually are doing slide canceling now.
So they evolved.
They did. Their little game like couldn't help them, and then they were when Mario 3 came out, they didn't say anything. Sure, sure slide canceling got nerfed in MW3. It doesn't refill your tactical sprint anymore, like it did in 2019, but it still had use.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know.
People
are weird.
But back to the tacticals things. Back to the tacticals. We were talking about how useless these tacticals are, except for the grapple and frag grenades. Bryce.
Yeah.
You said. What were you saying? Like, what was so cheap and it got something?
Let's talk about the grappling hook.
Is there any other tacticals you like in that?
In Black Ops 4?
Yeah, Blackout.
Not that I can think of right this very second.
I'm looking.
I would say.
I'm looking up on my phone.
Are you looking up?
Yeah, you gonna do that? That's what I'm doing right now.
Nah, you can just tell me. Like, oh man, what was the one where?
What was the what? Say again.
I'm just trying to think. Like, what was the one where they had? Remember how they had the 9 bang and they got rid of it because everybody was complaining about it?
Yeah, I said that. That EMP grenade in Black Ops Royale is just a worse 9 bang. Like, it hasn't been nerfed to the ground. It's been like nerfed to all like it got nerfed to the like a fire.
Wow.
Like, it's that bad. Okay, so trauma kits. I would actually like to talk about trauma kits. I just searched it up on Google. So, trauma kits to me are actually balanced in Black Ops Royale. I know that's a huge hot take, but like I said before, I think the high TTK makes it to where you're not really at such a disadvantage when it comes to, you know, when somebody has more health than you. It's just all about you aiming due to the high TTK.
Mm-hmm.
So, I beat somebody with level 3 armor, and I only had level 2 armor, and they had trauma kits. That's because I was actually, the high TTK actually was good for that. And I actually know when my enemy's gonna die, because in Blackout, this is why I always prefer Warzone than Blackout, is because Warzone has such a better health system, and you always know what fight you could possibly win. You always know when your enemies are gonna die. You know when your enemies are cracked. You know when your enemies have low health. You can't, dude. Like, cracking someone's shield might not mean anything in Blackout 1.
Yeah.
Because who knows? He could probably have a trauma kit. He doesn't even need armor to beat you, because you could have less health than him, and he actually might have more health than you.
Yeah, so there were 3 different tiers in Black Ops 4. You had
same with this one. There's actually 4. I just came to the conclusion. There's actually 4 tiers in this game. This new one.
No, I'm talking about the health. Like, there were 3 health tiers, like, or health packs. You had that little Band-Aid thing that did like what, 25 health.
First aid kit. First aids.
Yeah, the first aid kit did. The first aid kit did 25 health. Then you had the med kit with like that red one.
That did 50.
That did 50, and then the trauma kit did
200.
200. And no, there are actually 4 tiers. What was the last one?
What?
I thought there was like another med pack.
No, you talking about those little armor plates? No, those are garbage.
Those in Black Ops 4.
Those were hot garbage. Oh, you no, see, oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about multiplayer. That was a multiplayer exclusive thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I think if it made you heal fast, it was like those syringe. It had a different animation, but it made it to where you heal fast.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool how you don't have to heal every single time.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I like how I like how there's
auto heal.
yeah, they should never do that little heal self healing thing again. They only did that just so they could add a quality of life change where you don't have to wait to heal.
Hmm.
It wasn't a gameplay choice. Like it kind of like Black Ops 4 was really going to be the last Black Ops to me because they didn't add a campaign because they knew nobody was going to play it. They just wanted you to jump in and play anything to your liking. They tried adding all this quality of life changes to zombies, which actually wasn't good because the maps weren't good, the gameplay was trash. They got rid of Juggernaut. It's just there's a lot of things that Black Ops 4 didn't have. The multiplayer was annoying because of the specialists and the self healing, the weird gameplay choices, the micro, the DLC weapons being busted. Um,
Yeah,
what else? Blackout being obnoxiously weird because of the health. Yeah, Black Ops 4 was just a disaster of a game. Like I'm not looking at this from a nostalgia point of view. I'm looking at it like as if it came out, like as if it's the newest COD.
okay, that makes sense.
Because when people really say these games are good, it's just like it feels like it's really only just nostalgia, just plaguing their minds.
Or they might be actually be good too.
Cool, good, yeah, it could, because mind you, everybody has different tastes. Like you like Ghost, which is arguably like the worst COD.
I think Ghost deserves a second chance. Like, stop making Black Ops, stop making Modern Warfare, just make a Ghost 2. Like, how many times you're gonna exhaust those franchise? Like, you redid Modern Warfare, and then you're talking about making a fourth game.
Well,
Like, why do we have 7 Black Ops games?
yeah, Black Ops should have had a reboot. Because I don't think the story is not that good right now. Modern Warfare has a good story, but except the third one, that third one was garbage. Because that was just rush slop, lazy, redone, open combat missions. Open combat missions? What are those? It's just it was just an excuse to add. It was just an excuse for why they added Warzone maps to the campaign. That's it. Yeah, you heard me right. They added Warzone locations to the campaign. Bryce.
That's ridiculous.
Remember in the Game Awards where the voice actor of Kratos like dissed the COD campaign?
Yeah. He said his speech was longer than the Call of Duty campaign. So that's what he was talking about?
That's how freaking rushed that game was. Actually, you know what? I will give him a slight pass because Modern Warfare 3 wasn't supposed to be a thing. Because remember that little statement how we weren't going to have any Call of Duty games for 2023 because they were just going to keep focusing on Modern Warfare 2? But Modern Warfare 2 pissed the bed so freaking bad that they had to redo their choices. They had to go back to the drawing board. Let's add all the old maps. Let's bring back what people want so we can keep our fan base here. Because remember, this is the era when they were shutting down those modded clients like Plutonium, XLabs, and SM2. And people was like, I'm done buying Call of Duty games. Modern Warfare 2 is going to be the last game I buy. They give us this slop, and in return, they spit in our faces. Nah. That's your sales, Activision. So, yeah, the community, for once, actually took a stand against Activision and wanted to not play any more COD games. Activision got scared. X-Defiant was on the horizon, so people were hyping up X-Defiant for being the COD killer. Because, mind you, this is like when Modern Warfare 2 is like at its worst.
Yeah.
So Activision was quickly scrambling around to figure out what to do, so they decided to give us Modern Warfare 3. They added slide canceling all those Modern Warfare 2 maps because nobody could shut up about Modern Warfare 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we ended up with this COD HQ era.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get me started on COD HQ.
Kai HQ could just be another hour-long rant. But I guess for the sake of the podcast, we can keep this to 5 minutes. I think or 2 minutes. If not, who won? All right. So Kite HQ is terrible. You gotta install the thing, which takes up like 30 gigabytes, which is as much as a freaking game, which is as much as PS4 games. Then you gotta install these drivers. Not drivers. I'm sorry. These other games on another game, which counts as DLC. So you gotta install 100 gigs of another game on top of the Kite HQ being another 50 gigs. So now you gotta update the Kite HQ, then you gotta do this, and then you gotta install the packs. Bro, they still got beta packs to install. If you play this on console.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What do you have to say about Kite HQ?
I mean, you basically said everything I would have said, but it's unnecessary.
They just want this to be the new Amazon. It's kind of like no, because I wish these gaming companies try to stop going for these streaming services. Like, look, like Fortnite's trying to do the same thing. Look where the Fortnite UI went. Call of Duty, hey Hulu. Yeah, I don't think you knew this, but Modern Warfare 2's UI was made by Hulu devs.
Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu. HULU. Hulu.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
So, we can make another podcast all about Black Ops Royale because in case we have more things. But as of now, Black Ops Royale is on season 3, which right now is a little rage inducing, which is why I'm not playing it and why I'm playing Fortnite recently. What are your thoughts about season 3 so far?
Black Ops. I mean, I've only played a couple games, so it feels kind of the same. You know, I'm not. I didn't play too much of the last season to notice any major differences. So, you know, like I said, it feels like the exact same to me.
No, I'm talking about the new guns and stuff, how the meta shifting.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I didn't play enough of it to notice that. But what are your thoughts?
It's just this whole like this business tactic is just very scummy and it's getting old. Like, yeah, the KT3 is now the best assault rifle in the whole game due to absolutely no recoil. That little Scorpion from Black Ops 2, which is, I don't know what it's called, absolutely shreds. And now that other assault rifle is just a hybrid between an SMG and an assault rifle. So yeah,
Yeah,
they're just gonna keep doing this same crap. They're just gonna nerf. The business tactic is I told you this before the podcast started, Bryce. You remember this? I told you that what they do is that they make the next gun in the season like the best gun ever. As soon as season 2 comes out with these new guns, they end up nerfing the guns to the ground. So the guns that you paid to get in the last season are now officially like one of the worst weapons. So you kind of wasted money. So if you wanted to be back on top and get your KD higher without being like without being slapped in the head, without being like slapped in the head harder than Will Smith did to Chris Rock, you have to then buy these newer. You have to buy these newer guns, which are, I don't know how much money. I think $10 or 15, 16. And then once new guns come out, then they get nerfed to the ground even harder than the last ones. So now you gotta buy it again in order to stay on top. It's just like, why the heck are we doing this in 2026?
yeah.
What happened to just buying DLC weapons and then that was it? If the gun was good or bad. This is why I like the Peacekeeper in Black Ops 2, because it wasn't a bad or it wasn't broken, but it was very solid. It was a very solid gun that could whoop a lot of butt.
Yeah, I would say the Peacekeeper strong. That what's that gun called? The Kogat.
The Kobat? What? Oh yeah, the little MP7 thing.
Yeah, that's strong.
That's like one of the best SMGs in the game. My keyword I said one of because it was in season 2, but it got absolutely destroyed by that new one that just came out.
Yeah, I mean, that's not really. It's not really surprising how Treyarch games work because
It's
I
not. It's
told you
not.
this off
No.
camera, but it's always like the first assault rifle or the first gun that you get in the game is usually like the best. I don't know why it's like that,
Not. Not.
but that's
Not.
typically how it goes.
Not necessarily true in Black Ops 1. What was it? It's not just Treyarch games, Bryce. It's actually just these newer. Because ever since Marvel 2019, there's like this new COD era. It's just like it feels like they just want to keep they just keep grabbing your wallets just so you could participate in the game. And then
Uh,
these people on YouTube go like, "Oh, look how good this gun is! You should go buy it." Like, I just hate this whole sponsor culture, dude. It's like it's. I think sponsor culture is really killing video games. It's not skill. Well, skill-based matchmaking is definitely one of the another part because they also reverse boost, and then they try to sell you. So like every video you're watching is just brain rot and just false gameplays. It's such a toxic like way of making videos. It's kind of like why we miss old YouTube so much because anything in old YouTube cross your mind, you would post it on YouTube, whatever it was good or bad. It wasn't because you made money or anything. It was because you solely like doing what you did and making videos about doing what you did. This is why I make YouTube videos. It's not because I want to make money or anything. It's because I like the games I play and I want my viewers to see how much I want to my viewers to enjoy the videos as much as I enjoy the games. This is why I'm so butthurt about X Defiant being shut down because this was the game that was going to change my channel forever. And now since X Defiant is gone, right now we're in a very terrible spot when it comes to video games. Both for the shooter games exactly. But Mouse is coming out in about, let's see, you guys know what I'm talking about? Mouse, that upcoming 30s game, which is going to be like classic art. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 days till Mouse come out. 11. Or it could be
11
9.
days.
Yeah, from now. Okay, so
All right, you ready to talk about Mario? Cause I don't want to
yeah,
talk about Call of Duty.
yeah, I think it's time to talk about Mario.
All right, so
Whoa, 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 whoa,
first,
whoa, whoa. Okay, so spoilers. If you
no,
haven't
no,
watched,
no, no. We're gonna start with non spoilers first, and then we're gonna do the spoiler discussion.
nah, I'm just gonna say spoilers because I don't want to. If we accidentally slipped in, like, if we accidentally like slip in things that are spoilers, then I don't want to be responsible for that, and I don't want Nintendo to take us down. So, spoilers. If you don't want to hear any Mario Galaxy spoilers, I recommend you to click off the video and take care to the next video and see you in the next one. But for those who have seen the Mario Galaxy movie, please stick around. Bryce, go ahead.
Okay, so I I love this movie so much to the point where I woke up the next day thinking about it. Like this movie is not Mario Galaxy. This is Mario. This is like Mario along with a bunch of other Nintendo characters that we'll get into later on. It's not quite Smash Brothers, but it's
Close
it's
enough.
close. It's tap dancing on
I,
Smash Brothers.
I was making a close enough joke. You know the show that was made by Regular Show guys. I was making a joke.
So okay, they loosely adapted the Galaxy story. It's not a one for one adaptation because that's what everybody wanted. It's like, oh, Rosalina had no screen time. Yes, I get that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but Rosalina was more so of a plot device um like an actual like integral part of the story like she was in the games. So it's not really a retelling of Galaxy, right? So that's not what you're getting in this movie. But I, oh my god! So the way the movie starts, she's telling the story. That's how the game started, practically, right? She's telling the story in her storybook. But then Bowser Jr. comes and he kind of tries to capture. Or no, he did capture her, but the fight scene between Rosalina and Bowser Jr. was mad good. Like she's doing like her magic. She got the Lumas helping her, or they're hiding in the castle or whatever. Um, I think that was cool, right? And once that whole thing happened, then you go into the desert, which they showed in the Nintendo Direct, that clip of them trying to go into that tomb from Odyssey. Remember?
Yeah.
So that happens, and the way they got there, they were on bikes, and they were jumping over like these they were jumping over these ramps with the bikes, and then they were doing Mario Kart tricks. And I'm like, oh, Sam, that's the Easter egg. I saw nobody speak about that Easter egg. I might be the first person on YouTube to talk about the Easter egg. If you don't know what I'm talking about, try to see the movie again and just pay attention to that. As they're going off those ramps, they're doing tricks that you can do on a bike in Mario Kart.
Hold on, Bryce. I'll be right back.
Anyway,
Hold on, I'll be right back. You still talk about Mario. I'm gonna go get some. I'll be right back.
all right. Anyway, they're driving the bikes. They're going to that town from Odyssey, and they're there to get Yoshi because everybody thinks Yoshi is a threat. So people say, it's not. I forgot I was going with that. Yeah. So they get there, they get Yoshi, right? And then Yoshi's out and about, and then they kind of like go over how Yoshi got there and how he became a thing. So he's walking in New York. They're playing the Biggie song, right? Yo, I did not notice. I go on Twitter. I see Game Explain's video. Shout out to Game Explain, but I saw their video. They said if you watch Yoshi walking, and when Yoshi's walking, you see his back. And so it's kind of like if you were playing him in a third-person game, like an open-world third-person game, you see Yoshi's back, and as Yoshi's walking across the street forward, you see Doc Lewis and Little Mac going to the left towards where Yoshi was previously at. So I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, there was a Punch-Out Easter egg in this freaking movie. So when me and Jaden got home from the movie, we saw a clip from the first movie on YouTube, and then we noticed that the Italian restaurant that Mario and Luigi were at, you saw on the wall they had posters, or not even posters, but pictures of the Punch-Out characters that you fight, like Glass Joe, Bald Bull, Great Tiger, like yada yada yada. They were all on the wall. So our theory was that Punch-Out takes place in this universe, and Punch-Out might be a spin-off movie. Who knows? It's likely, but we'll see what they do. Anyway, I thought the scene with Yoshi was cool. I thought the whole thing with them at the castle and Bowser being small, I thought that was funny. Bowser Jr. infiltrating the castle to go steal, or at least rescue his father. That whole fight scene with the paintbrush. Yo, Bowser Jr. was putting in work, bro. Let's talk about that. Bowser Jr. was putting in work.
I'm back.
So yeah, we were talking about how they got to the castle, and then Bowser Jr. infiltrated the castle to save Bowser. Yo, that fight scene was crazy, son. Like they were not ready for Bowser Jr.
I don't know how they never told us how Bowser Jr. knew who Rosalina was. Like it just started with him infiltrating Rosalina. I think Rosalina wasn't really that much of a good plot device, considering that they could have did the exact same thing with Peach, if they knew she had star power, and even if they didn't know, even if they didn't know Rosalina, even if they didn't know who Rosalina was, they should have connected the dots somewhat. That she has star power.
The whole plot of the movie was Bowser Jr. was trying to capture Rosalina, which he did to power or to drain her of her star power, so that way he can start his planet, right?
I
Or
just
at
don't.
least utilize her resources for his planet.
I just don't like how the people on Twitter just say, "Oh, Rosalina had no screen time." The thing is, Rosalina wasn't really supposed to be in this movie because this was supposed to be a Mario World movie. Which, like, watching the movie is like it's kind of understandable, but let's not forget how the first movie ended. It ended with Yoshi being the post-credit scene. Now, if Rosalina was like hyped up in the post-credit scene of the last movie, then I would understand. But this is a Yoshi movie, not a Rosalina movie. So when you hear people say, "Oh, this was supposed to be a Super Mario World movie originally," those leaks probably were true. But because who's the girl that played Rosalina?
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. I think Brie Larson got the role of Rosalina at the last minute. So they had to quickly scramble and then take Peach out of the scenes that Rosalina was originally in, and then they put Rosalina in there instead. Because I think the script was already done, so they had to give Rosalina and Peach new things to do. So Peach wasn't captured, and now Peach is the hero.
Yeah, I would say that's a good theory, but I think remember how I said Rosalina was a plot device?
She's a terrible plot device, if anything.
So they called it Mario Galaxy so that way they can have an excuse to put Rosalina in the movie. That's all that is, because that's not really what this movie was.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I mean they did go out of space now. I mean, let's not forget that they definitely went out of space. We'll get there though. We'll get there. We'll get there. But where was I? I was talking about the part in the castle where they fought. You know, they showed us in the trailer where Bowser Jr. tried to save Bowser and they fought. That fight scene was crazy, by the way. Luigi hit him with the Captain Falcon knee. That was cool. And then eventually the castle crumbled. They evacuated all the Toads. The Toads jumped in the water. And then Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, they all jumped. In a regular Toad, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
They had to evacuate everybody, but then they got caught up, and then Bowser Jr. stopped them.
Yeah. So that's exactly what happened. So the castle was crumbling. They all jumped. And then it had like a sigh of relief. But then the castle fell down the cliff, so they had to run again. And, you know, they just basically not trying to get crushed. And then, oh my God, this kid that was sitting next to me, he was like, I wonder what happened to Bowser. And then Bowser just pops up out of nowhere at the same exact time. That timing was like impeccable.
Let's just keep people out of this because I don't want them to feel some type of way.
Oh my God, I don't care. I don't even know the kid's name.
It doesn't matter. It's just like, let's just keep them out of this. Let's just talk about the movie.
Okay, people aside, the movie, that was, I don't want to say that was the climax. That was kind of like the end of the exposition. Like, now you know what's happening, right? But one criticism I did hear about the movie was people was like, oh, the pacing felt a little fast. Yeah, it did. I'm able to comprehend what was kind of going on. Now that I'm like, I got my thoughts collected. Like it's been like a couple days since we saw the movie. So I'm able to like really sit down and think about it now. The pacing did feel a little bit fast, but like I said, I am able to comprehend it. But at this point, you got Bowser begging Mario to put him back to normal, right? And then all Mario had to do was just hit him, right? And then Bowser purposely got underneath Mario's skin so that way he could hit him. And then once Mario hit Bowser, then Bowser got back to size. And then when Bowser got back to size, he kind of like choked Mario out, kind of, right?
Remember when he gave him the kiss? That was a reference to Mario RPG.
Oh yeah, you caught that Easter egg.
But
yeah, I was not thinking about that part.
You should have, because you were the one who played the game. But let's not forget.
Yeah.
I didn't like how I really wish Mario and Luigi and Bowser were teaming up, and then they found Bowser Jr. But then Jr. says like, "Dad, is that you?" And then Bowser has like a Bowser struggling wherever he wants to stay with Mario or team up with Bowser Jr. But I like the idea. I like the idea that Bowser thinks he's a bad father because he wasn't there in Junior's childhood. Because every time he wasn't there with Junior, it was you defeating him, and it kind of just sad. It's really sad thinking about it, because now it makes you feel like a bad guy in the Mario verse. It kind of remember those game theory videos where they would go like, "Oh, is Mario secretly a bad guy because he's killing all these people, robbing people's like coins and stuff, and just taking things, breaking blocks, invading castles." You know?
Yeah.
Remember those theories, like game theory, exactly. Matt Pat, if you're
Yeah.
watching this video, I hope you're doing well, man. Take care, buddy.
Yeah, so at that point, now they're out to the B Kingdom. That was in Mario Galaxy. That was from the game. Okay. So there are things from Mario Galaxy in this movie. It's just that,
Dude, you know what I just came up with?
it's not like a one-for-one retail on what.
I think, remember that scene with Flying Mario?
Yeah.
I think that was really supposed to be Cape Mario.
Oh yeah, possibly.
Like, this really was the Super Mario World movie. Heck, when they went to Dinosaur Planet and they turned to babies, the game of Yoshi's Island was called Super Mario World 2.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not really, and that's not really Mario World 2. Well, if we're being real.
Yeah. Oh, I skipped the part. So the reason why Mario and Luigi went to the Mushroom Kingdom is because it was Peach's birthday, quote unquote, right? We'll get into the reason why I'm saying quote unquote later, but because I do have a lot to say about that. So I would say the part where they go to her birthday party and then Mario buys her the umbrella that she uses in the games. I was like, oh snap! This is I just instantly thought about Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you have to say? I've been like rambling this whole time.
Not that much. That's all I had to say. Was that this was really supposed to be called Mario World, and then they switched it over to Galaxy because Brie Larson got the role as Rosalina. Bryce?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my mic, but yeah. So, dude, the way Fox, we'll talk about Fox, right?
Yeah, that'll be the last thing we talk about. I had things to do.
Yeah, the way Fox was introduced, bro, like you could tell it was meant to be a surprise. So I'm just like, bro, why did they spoil that? They should have kept that under wraps because, like, the way the camera panned on his back, and like, it was designed to be a surprise, but they spoiled it anyway. I'm like, you guys should have never spoiled that. Like, I would have went crazy if I didn't know that was the thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, by this point, Fox is like the star of the show, right? For me, he steals the movie because he's actually piloting the observatory from the first game of Mario Galaxy.
I mean, they didn't call him Star Fox for no reason.
Yeah, true. But then there was also a lot of Easter eggs. You saw Rob, you saw like the Pikmin. People also pointed out you saw like the blue, or what's Captain Falcon's car name? The Blue Falcon.
Yeah. Then they see Lil Mac, and then they saw Samus ship.
Yeah, they saw Samus. Like there was like all these like little Easter eggs that were just hidden in this movie, right? But I don't want to get into too much detail. But towards the end, that part with Mr. Game & Watch, I was like, oh snap.
So yeah, I think if people know the context behind why Mr. Game & Watch was a crazy thing, I think they would understand just how funny it would be. So the origin really started on Twitter, where people said Mr. Game & Watch be like at the end. I don't know his name. You're gonna have to give him the credit for that, Bryce, because I didn't see this on Twitter. You did. But they said
Yeah.
They said Mr. Game & Watch be like at the end, and he's like the Thanos gif at the end of the first movie of Avengers.
Yeah, I was laughing in the theater 'cause I just thought about that meme. Like this dude just like made the wildest prediction ever. Like he just randomly made this prediction and then it happened.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious, bro.
Oh yeah, don't forget about Rob. Rob is funny.
Yeah. I mentioned Rob. That was funny. Oh my god, the scene in the casino with Peach and what's the guy name? The green guy?
Wart.
Yeah, Wart. That whole scene where Peach and Wart, and then, the monkey stole Toad's bag, so they're going after the monkey. And Birdo was there. Birdo made a cameo, but Birdo kind of had like a smaller role, like Game and Watch did. Um, so yeah, I thought that was cool. There's like a lot of head nods in this movie, right? Like a lot of cameos. Fox was not a one-off cameo. Fox definitely,
Yeah,
absolutely had a major role in this
I
movie.
have no clue why, but yeah, that it's weird how Starbucks has so much like convenience in the lore of Mario and his story.
Yeah, he had a lot of relevance
You know,
to the
you
story
know what I just thought
because
of?
he was the
Like
one that got them to the
this might be a
galaxy.
huge if. This might be a huge if. What if this movie is in an alternate timeline where Fox accidentally made it here, which alters the time a bit. That's why Mario kept giving him that glare.
Oh yeah, I thought the glare was like a nod to Smash.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I instantly thought of Smash when I saw that. Okay,
Uh,
so there's like two more
you
things I
know.
want to talk about.
So, what did you think about that casino theme again?
The casino scene was cool. Um, yeah, that was like a cool little scene. It was
Y'all
mad
didn't,
trippy because like the casino was like the gravity was like kind of messed up, like just how it is in the game.
you think
Um,
that was your first time seeing Wart, haven't it?
no, I just never knew his name.
Uh, so when have you seen him?
I seen him in, what was it, Mario 2?
You played Mario too?
A little bit. I didn't beat it. Um, yeah, so there's like two more things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the end and what that could mean for the future, and I want to talk about something that was like canonized, right?
Okay.
So I guess we'll talk about the canon thing now. So as many of you probably know, or some of you might not know, the whole thing with Rosalina and her relationship to the other characters was that it was a theory like, oh, she's Mario and Luigi's daughter, but no, the movie made it a thing. So she's um, Peach's older sister. So now they explain why Peach is in the Mushroom Kingdom. Uh, it's not really a retcon because now that's the lore, right? So whatever game they make next, they got to acknowledge what they established in the movie. Um, so I'm not against it. I think it's kind of cool. So that kind of explains why Peach is there.
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
Uh, it would have been cool if Rosalina was Mario and Peach's daughter, but I think it does make sense that they're sisters and why they have powers. But that also means they gotta do something with Daisy's powers too, because remember she has powers as well. Uh, that little prediction I said that Rosalina was the strongest princess, that I was actually right about that, because I think they did say that Rosalina was the strongest princess.
Yeah,
Another thing is, who are Rosalina and Peach's mother and father?
I don't know. I
They
actually
gotta
see they never like really established.
Mario Land has to, that next Mario movie. I think Mario Land has to establish that.
Yeah. All right. So the last thing I want to talk about was the end, right?
Yeah,
So okay, again, we're talking about full spoiler. We're deep in spoiler territory. We already talked about spoilers. So if you
yeah.
haven't left by now,
Don't
that's your
go.
own fault.
Yeah, don't go too far because Nintendo might go after us.
Oh my god, they're not gonna go after us.
You
We're not
never.
showing. We're
You're.
talking about it.
Yeah, you never know, Bryce.
Okay, so by this time, the resolution, we're already at the resolution. This is the post credit scene. Oh, actually, before we get to the post credit scene, the part where they fixing the castle, and then Rosalina puts the Mario Maker helmet on her head, and we're in. It was just basically a callback to Mario Maker when they're fixing the castle. I thought that was so sick. Like there was like a little head nod to every single Mario game, like, or not every single Mario game, but a handful of Mario games that were in this movie. It's just like, wow, like this movie was like excellent to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it ends. But now I want to talk about the post credit scene, right?
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Uh,
Just don't.
why?
I don't think we should.
All right, well, we'll put a lid on it. All right, well, since Jaden doesn't want to talk about the post credit scene, I guess we can end it here. This has been episode 3.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
subscribe.
Thanks for doing this, Bryce.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
You guys go up in the algorithm. You got any closing statements, Jay?
Just make sure to subscribe to both of us. I'm JBrown03 on my channel. He's Superior Bryce 98, right?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
All right.
See you.
See ya.